Geek Out! Pinky's up, time for another Geek Out Book Club. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
And this week we're going to be talking about the book Black Cloud, written by Jason Latour, Ivan Brandon, drawn by Greg Hinkle, full-on colors by Matt Wilson, full-on superstar lineup for this new series from Image Comics, out in comic book stores everywhere, and on Comixology on Wednesday, April 5th. Jake, what do you think of the book?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a freaking all-star lineup, man. You know, like looking at it and just like, Jesus, the amount of talent. It's cool, man. It's you know what do dreams get you, man. You know, and preparing for some big time throwdown, you know, knockout ass kicking.
What do you think it is about like flapper, like Roaring Twenties culture that at least visually looks so fucking cool?
It was funny because that's where the band Ghost is at right now, and like that look too. Like I think it's just, I don't know. Like it's hard to pinpoint because it's I think also it's so easily defined as that era.
Yeah, it's also is it the Gatsby effect?
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's the idea that like it's the height of excess without seeming too douchey about it. That's why Monopoly, like,
yeah, it hasn't tipped over yet.
Yeah,
you know.
I think that's why whatever Penny Moneybags or whatever Mr. Monopoly's name is, like, endures all these years later, despite the fact that game came around like the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Like, remember what it used to be? And I think that, yeah, there's kind of a glam. And we're not just saying that. Let me put it this way. The glam period definitely plays into Black Cloud a bit. And the use of color in this book.
Yeah.
That's one of the most standout things visually, I think, in the entire. So, I mean, kudos to Matt Wilson and Greg Hinkle. I mean, and Hinkle, you know, he had done like Airboy with James Robinson, which we both love quite a bit.
Yeah. And
I think both Airboy and this kind of deal with people from different, especially the way they play with color in both books, deal with people going to different realms or different dimensions or whatever, different time periods.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. And it's interesting. I mean, you can still... this one, and we talked to Jason about the book briefly back in like January, and, you know, obviously keeping an ear out for Ivan Brandon to come on, but the I think this skews a little more towards Jason's work on Spider-Gwen than it does, say, Southern Bastards or Loose Ends.
Definitely.
There's not just because it's set in New York, or at least a good chunk of it, but also because there's more of that sense of humor there, that quirkiness, and there's giant fucking animals, which are always cool.
Oh yeah.
Everybody loves good anthropomorphism. I will say, like, having read like Ivan's other stuff, like Drifter and all that, or Men at War, it's like, wow, this is from the guy. Like, this is the most outlandish and perhaps the most lighthearted that work of his that I've ever, you know, read. And I don't mean that as a slight. I mean, it's an interesting change of pace if you've been following Ivan Brandon's work, and it's a welcome one. But yeah, so definitely check it out. It's a good time. You know, that first issue again is out in comic book stores everywhere and on Comixology on Wednesday, April 5th. This has been another Geek Out Book Club. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
Keep reading. This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, you know, we've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.